I mean, they played hard. Like I said, we practiced, we changed some things up, and tried to focus in on where we was having the issues at and correct those issues. Uh, One thing we did make a few plays on defense. I think that always helps if you're able to not only stop them, but to create some turnovers. We had an opportunity to create a few more turnovers. Came up a little bit short. Um, you can see that by the score. I think if we get the one early to pick in the end zone, that changes the game too.
Definitely was a very good effort, and I know that came up in a result of the loss. What was your conversation you had right after they scored a touchdown at halftime with the ref?
Well, we missed a few calls. He called us for false start, and I really never heard that. He said the lineman moved his hand, and it was like, I mean, his hand. I mean, we trying to get something going here, and it just seemed like this season just has not. The ball has not bounced our way. Even though we got one bounce on the during fumble on the punt return, but besides that, it's like 60 to 1. I mean, -1 to 60. I mean, we obviously we're not good enough not to come over all that stuff. So we got to go back to the drawing board and try to finish this thing strong.
Coach, too late in the game, Dormady was asking for a face mask call that he didn't get, and that was a review of the play. What kept you from calling the challenge?
I wish I had a view. We hit him. It was on the shoulder pads. That's what we do. We don't. I don't want us to. The refs can hurt you, but you bail them out. Let's make our plays, and that's what I really want us to concentrate on. Make our plays. Let's stop crying and complaining and just do. And with me being the biggest culprit of crying and complaining, just do your job. And that was the focus today. Came up short. Well, not only that, but we switched the coverage up in the back. We disguised, we bailed, we played some man, we doubled some guys. Like I said, we threw everything at them because they are a pretty good team. We was hoping that would turn into make the quarterback read a little bit. He hurt us a little bit with his legs, but overall it was very good. Not great because obviously we didn't get the win, but we are heading in the right direction, and the young men need a lot of credit for the fight that they have. Quinten did a very good job. Again, we scored. What was the score? 19. I mean, that's our second highest output of the year. Made a few mistakes here and there. One of the big ones, obviously, getting a holding call when we was punching in on a throw by, and that's one thing I was telling the refs too. When you actually hold somebody, the linemen, they actually hold and they fall on them. When you slap somebody on the shoulder pads and throw them by, that's when they go that way. It's all about angles, and I couldn't understand why would they call that. We're not getting that on the other side. You do one good thing, three bad things happen. And then,
Overall, it was a very good team effort. The special teams, the only thing that they seem to have success in. What do you attribute the special teams?
we keep trying. I mean, we put a lineman out. I mean, we're trying everything we possibly can do to get the right guys out there, especially on kickoff. Our returner got hurt, who was the wing on the punt block. We had to put somebody in the wing that hadn't practiced that, and you see what happened. So we are trying different combinations, trying to limit this field position they're getting. It's not working the way that we want it. We're going to go back and put a little more emphasis on it.
One more here, back here. Coach, DeAndre Prince, college actor, your backup quarterback today. Can you tell us about the thought process of making you add progressive that back to college?
Yeah, we have a little system that we're trying to adhere to, and if Dormady is going to be the starter, there's certain plays and all that we have for the backup guy. And a lot of times you don't want to put similar guys and have that you want to have something specially for the defense. We didn't get a chance today to display that because of the game flow. Normally we'll just have it and ready to go and just put it in. We want to see how it would look if we went with one guy. We've done that one time early in the year. I think it was against Arlington. Today was another chance to see what would happen. All right, thank you, guys.
Not good enough. I mean, at the end of the day, we're judged by wins and losses. So, tough one out there. We kept battling. I'm proud of the guys for sure. But just got to make a few more plays.
You mentioned that the goal obviously is to get the win, but passing game went his way, but the running game was pretty good. Do you think this is the most balanced offense that the team put out so far this year?
It's a good question. I'd have to look at statistically, but I felt like we had some explosive runs, which is key to open up the pass game. And I thought our passes were there, in the pass game, but like I said, just didn't make enough plays. It was just bad timing on stuff, drop balls, bad throws, penalties, at bad times that puts us behind the chains. And then, you're just fighting to get some field position back to, help our defense out. So, it's tough, but we'll keep building and keep going.
Definitely was good that you at least tempted to go down the field. This game kind of went away from it in the second half. Was there just try to get it to playmakers and make it short?
Yeah, they had a good game plan on defense. They were bringing some pressure and trying to get me to spit it out quick. And, some of our deep shots going in that we thought were going to be there just seemed to take just a little bit too long. So I was kind of guessing on where to throw the ball. I knew where to throw the ball, but as far as I have to put it up too early. So, I'm missing stuff, too deep or, too far left on some of those post routes. So it's just tough. But, I thought the game plan was good. Just got to, make the easy plays, the routine plays, those got to be made. Whether it's me throwing, I missed a few, quick game throws or, drop balls. And then, like I said, we still had a few too many penalties.
Couple more for Quinten. Do you feel at times that pressure was able to get you off the read that you were supposed to go to at times where you were going to a quicker throw and you actually have a developing throw on the other?
Yeah, for sure. Especially when we got into empty and stuff, they knew where I was going to be hot to. So like some of those wheel routes to DT out of the backfield, stuff like that, just having to put it up too early, and I'm just guessing, and it's going too far behind him. So we got to get on the same page with that. But once we get that figured out and get rolling, we'll be all right.
One more back there.
You guys do like to bring up Quinten on offense, so some success. How comfortable were you running that? And do you think that affected the offense positively?
Yeah, for sure. Our guys I would say we're probably in the best shape of any team in the league. So, getting up on the ball, being able to see what they're doing coverage-wise, making them simple, keeping their D linemen on the field, not letting them sub, that works to our advantage. So we try to do that as much as we can. Obviously, you get stuck in a personnel, and we really like to change up personnels to get guys in different positions. So it's a catch-22, but I definitely think we're using it in the right way for sure. It's just going out and executing.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
The main thing we focused on practice was making them one-dimensional. They got a very simple offense, but they're very good at what they do. So we knew if we stopped the short trap and long trap, which we stopped in the first and second quarter, and they eventually was going to focus on the passing downs. We did pretty good in the passing downs, and they had to switch up their game plan. And we did pretty good based off our game plan on defense. We did pretty good in holding up our end. We just got to do a better job as doing our jobs individually. As a defensive front, we got to get more pressure on the quarterback and in the secondary as well. We got to cover a little bit harder. But, it's back to the drawing board. Back to, I believe, it's DC next week. See what we can do.
The game plan this week was a lot of really four-man pressure. This was a lot on you guys. How do you feel coaches having that trust that you guys can get?
Um, he has a lot of trust in us, which is why we run as much as as we do. We were able to get a quarterback out of the pocket and rolling out a lot, which helps out our DBs. It's just they have to play the scramble drill at that point in time. That was a main goal: get him out the pocket, make him run. We know he's a runner. He's gonna get out the pocket and run, but that's why we was in a 3-man front to make sure we got that down pat. So.
Philip Moore here, Alan.
Yes, we spoke to Savion during the week, and he said that their offensive line is very mobile and good. How did you personally, in your personal experience playing them, feel like you did against their opponent?
I feel like I did pretty good. I think I had 2 or 3 TFLs, about 2 or 3 tackles. My main goal when I'm a run stopper. So when we do get in the odd front, three man, I'm out the game. So when I'm in the game, I feel like I did pretty good. I'm a student of the game, watching the TV copies, listening to their calls, with the calls that the quarterback's giving them, looking at the hand signals when they tapping on their head and pointing. So I basically use their calls and their language to my advantage. Just a couple plays. If you look at the film, I was in a 2-eye. I heard them say ace, slid out to a 2, almost a 3, and just knocked the guard back. And either I made the play and made the play split the double team, or I took the double team and let my linebackers make the play. So I feel like I did pretty good. I always can do better, make more plays. But like I said, back to the drawing board, back to DC, see if we can make more plays and get a win.
One more? Over here.
Trevon, this season obviously isn't going as well as we planned, but what are just some things you can reflect on playing week in and week out, and how this whole experience has been?
Personally, I was in law enforcement before this. I was a police officer, so football was always my first love. After XFL 2020, I felt like my football career was over with, which is why I got in law enforcement. So just being back on the field and having that camaraderie and being able to play with my teammates and do what I love, I mean, you can't explain the feeling, honestly, regardless if, I want to win or whatnot, but just being back out on the field, playing football, that's really my main goal. So I'm happy. Like I said, of course we would like to win and stuff like that, but just being in a locker room, having coaches, eating together, playing together, it's all something I always wanted to do since I was 6 years old when I started playing ball. So.